Hey, okay, so welcome to our challenge group. We're going to be focusing a lot on learning to take care of you because you're the most important person in your life. You have to love you first, and you have to be willing to take care of you and put you first in order to help take care of the rest of the people in your life. So, if you did not already get the email that I sent talking about like your daily like vital behaviors basically as a participant in this group and any of the future groups that you do, then let me know, comment below, because I want to make sure that you get that email. The email had a list of daily behaviors that I'm challenging you. I can't force you. I'm challenging you, though, to implement these for this next 21 days of this group. Now, the biggest thing, like we had a week of prep this last week, and the reason that we have that week of prep is just to really get you ready, like get your mindset in the right place, get you like prepared as far as meal planning goes. But this next 21 days is where you really can build a habit, because it takes 21 days of consistency to build a habit. But after that, you have to stay consistent and you have to keep doing things. You have to keep doing your daily workouts. You have to keep being on top of your nutrition. So the daily vitals that I'm expecting you guys to try your best to do are to listen to something motivating. This could be a podcast, like a few ideas are Power of Moms Radio. Brendon Burchard is also a podcast, and by podcast I mean if you go on an iPhone, you can't access this through anything but iTunes or iPhones, but on an iPhone you can get podcasts. It's like a purple app that says podcasts, and you can subscribe for free to any of these podcasts. Brendon Burchard, The Charged Life is one. Power of Moms Radio is another. And then Chalene Johnson has some, if you search her name. You can get an audiobook for free. You can either borrow them from the library, but something like I Am That Girl or 50 Ways to Yay, something that's going to get your mindset in the right place. Brene Brown is also amazing. If you haven't gone and listened to her Power of Vulnerability speech, then go and search it. It's a TED Talk. It's called The Power of Vulnerability by Brene Brown, and her name is spelt Brene and then Brown. Okay, so number 1, listen to something positive. Number 2, tell yourself something positive every single day. I gave you a list of positive affirmations in the email. I would suggest you print it out. Print it out and put it right next to, the place where you eat breakfast or next to where you get ready, so that you can tell yourself these positive affirmations for, just go through the list. You don't have to believe them until, you start really like feeling it, but just try saying it, because saying it over and over and over again actually reprograms your brain to believe it. It's something like I could go on about the neurological studies behind it, but I'm not going to do that because that would take too much time. So personal development, listening to something, telling yourself something so your mind hears it. And then the last thing is just take care of yourself, take care of your fitness and your nutrition. I suggest doing that by drinking your Shakeology every single day, and also by doing your workout every single day at a set time. Get consistent with things, and if it's not working, then try something different. Okay, so we're kicking off our group. What you can expect in the group is that we as coaches, myself and any of the coaches that I have on my team who are participating in this group, will be posting. We'll be posting once or twice a day. There's always going to be a nightly check-in on the weekdays and sometimes on the weekends. And those 5 to 6 nightly check-ins will ask you some questions. They're going to help you reflect on your day and get a feel for, where maybe you want to improve the next day. And just really get to like thinking about how you're actually feeling, because sometimes we get discouraged if we look in the mirror or we look at the scale and we don't see changes happening fast enough, because to be honest, like you might not notice a whole lot of change in 21 days. It just depends on how dedicated you are to being consistent and following your program. If you're really consistent, you're probably going to have good results. If you're not, then you might not see changes fast, but that does not mean that the change won't happen. Okay, so we're going to have the nightly check-in, and the weekly check-ins I'm going to be doing like just a point system, or I'll just be looking on the app to see who checked in, and just based on who's checking in regularly to all of the check-ins, the name will go in a little hat, and we'll do a little drawing for just like some kind of a little giveaway. That's going to be like a every week, every other week kind of a thing. And then we will also have a prize at the very end. this is going to be something like a gift card. It could be like a FitFab Fun Box. I might just send you a series of different samples so you could get some things from the Beachbody Performance line. You could also get, what's it called? You could also get some Shakeology, you know, things like that. That I have like a recipe book that I sometimes give away that's by Autumn. So be participating, be active in these posts. We're going to post something every day. It might be a recipe post or like a challenge post where it's telling you to do something a little different for the day. Engage in those posts. You don't have to spend 20 minutes on it, but instead of spending 5 minutes scrolling Facebook, spend 5 minutes in a positive place. That's really what we're asking you here, because let's be honest, we do have time to check into something like this. We just don't make time, or we don't realize that we're wasting our time in other ways. There's like a quote somewhere that says like we all have the same amount of time in the day. It's just what we choose to do with it that defines us. Okay, real talk. I think we're good. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Yeah, so just be checking in, be participating in the group. Oh, and in the app you can log. It's like a little circle button at the bottom that says plus, and if you push it, you can log your weight, you can log your measurements, you can log your Shakeology and your workouts for each day with a picture. And I feel like there's one other thing you can log, but I'm not looking at it because I'm using my phone. Anyway, I'm super excited to have you guys in this group, and I hope you are too, and let's get ready to totally rock this month.